A cloaked figure peers out from behind one of Lowland's many decrepit shacks. The subject of their gaze is a pair of rat folk, Peter and Umbra, making their way to Sanctuary. The figure tails them through the water-covered streets, flashing in and out of invisibility as they dart from one alleyway to the next. The two don't notice a thing. Maybe that's because it's Umbra's first day out of the catacombs. Maybe that's because Peter hasn't had his nightly coffee, or maybe that's because whoever is tailing them is just that good. Earlier in the day, our party finally got their orders from Naito. The Akio family is planning something big on the night of the Water Lily Ball. Our party must find irrefutable evidence of whatever they have planned to be presented in front of all of Wakuzana's elite. Everyone got to work immediately. Diego got a job at a bookstore to study Androphen and gather information. Eamon talked to both Marcy and Eardale about the possible danger within the Akio family. Peter set Sulfur to mapping out the Akio estate, and Renister picked up some books and some bread. We cut to the next day, our party's first full day of downtime, with 10 days until the ball. Okay, what's everyone doing next day?
I would be taking Umbra and
Day
go.
one, technically. Umbra to case.
Yeah, basically Silver's doing the work, but I'm just kind of showing,
explaining a lot of stuff.
And like walking around the city.
Literally has not been outside before.
Yep, I'm literally going over what people do, what people talk about, like how everything's set up.
Diego, what are you doing? Another day at work?
I'm going to work.
Okay.
And I am also finding more information on the Akio family and their
connections. Okay. Renister.
Fuck, I don't know. What?
Well,
what do we have written down? Because
what you have specifically. Hey, Jack, you're in post. Just wanted to clarify something real quick. If I'm telling the guys what they wanted to do, or you hear me say something like that to someone specifically or as a group, that's because in between levels we got together and everyone came up with what they might want to do leading up to the ball if they have time or if they don't, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm just reminding them of that. It's not me telling them what they should do. It's me reminding them of what they told me they wanted to do. That's what I'm doing here with Renister. Anyways, back to it. Learn about Anahel. You already reached out to the Order of Icar. Reach out to the Steel Brands about the vampires. That's something that you can go do pretty easily.
Yeah.
Things I have kind of under the category of everybody. Anyone can do that. You wanted to get Naito to look at some stuff, but as he clarified, he doesn't want any contact for now. And then the other thing you wanted to do is kind of everybody's revisit the tomb that Peter ran into in Session 0. But yeah, so, I mean, Anahel...
This is day one?
Yes. Anahel and the Steel Brands are both something you could easily go and do today, as well as revisiting the tomb, but I assumed that would be at least with Peter, because he kind of has an in there. I guess
Steel Brands?
Eamon probably could.
What? At one point, I could also take like Umbra down there too.
I'm sorry, I missed it because I was looking for something. He bring Peter for the Steel Brands?
No, or to revisit the tomb.
Oh, okay.
Like, opened
yeah,
up
that makes
into.
sense. I'll go see the Steel Brands then.
Okay. Eamon, what would you like to do? If you need reminders, I have a list for everybody.
Help me.
You had down... Well, first one was talking to Eardale about oracles.
Nice.
Looking into the Ravda, looking into the Akio family. Yeah, you can also dig deeper into the Vedalorana stuff.
Okay, I'm going to go... The first thing to figure out is the Akio family.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to...
A bookshop.
I'm going to go to a bookstore.
And get a job.
Grab a cup of coffee and a croissant. And no, I'm going to use my connections with both the Sarmans, talk to their parents if I can, get any info about the Akio family as inconspicuously as possible. Then I would like to talk to the great Ostas about the Akio family as well.
Word. Either of those you want to roleplay through, or just like in general?
Well, I mean, you got me kind of interested in the great Ostas.
Okay, yeah, we can do
Based
that.
on-
He has literally not had a moment of screen time.
Yeah.
And I expected him to be much more central figure.
Not to be the only guy that takes up time with conversations, but
No,
Yeah,
we
we'll
expect
do
it.
we'll do you last because of that.
The Great Ostas.
I'll have plenty of conversations. Just
once the trap is sprung for your target,
I like to imagine the Great Ostas keeps showing up to have screen time, but it's always right after we just left.
Give me a diplomacy roll, Diego.
21.
The other thing you really pick up, nothing more on the courting scene. There's plenty of, from what it sounds like, there's plenty of, well, not plenty, but there's like some other options in terms of noble suitors, so to speak. None with a direct connection to the Akio.
So you only wrote one name down, and here we are.
No, that's your best option. There are other options, but it is by far the best in terms of if you want a direct connection with the Akio family.
That and Jack
So
really
you better
wants
get meek and submissive.
I really just want to roleplay fucking
Jack really wanted to give you a Dami mommy.
Diego doesn't know how to lie in that way.
She'll make you lie.
Just try to copy
On
Amy.
your stomach.
For the record, it doesn't mean you automatically fail. You could also not have to, you don't have to like get in with her in a loving aspect or romantic aspect. There are some people though that in the time of you working all day, they are talking about the Akio family, specifically Akio, the only child to the two Shintami and Matsura, which is his wife. He's notoriously a shut-in, but a lot of people think he's actually quite ill, and that's why he's a shut-in, and they're just covering up the fact that he's ill. But it's the only thing you really pick up.
Can I don't know. If I feel like I would spend part of the day, and if I realized that I wasn't going to get anywhere with any other options, I would just kind of want to know a little bit more about Vress. And like, where else does she hang out?
Well, she owns a
I know
brothel.
she owns the bazaar.
But like, where would she? Yeah.
The brothel.
From what you understand, she also, not as often, but most people that live in Ward 7 will at some point visit shows at the Coliseum. It's kind of the it place. Other than that, she's a big fan of it's not really a bar. What do you call? It's like a cigar lounge, but it's not. Obviously, it wouldn't be called that. But you know what I'm saying? Like a place where you get drinks, but it's not like a bar vibe. It's like a
lounge.
Yeah, like a lounge. Yes,
You said
something like that.
Okay.
Did I say that?
You said cigar lounge. You're like
Yeah,
so
we just need
close.
to get rid of the cigar. Yeah.
I would go there after
other
work.
obviously, other than the Akio estate.
I would go to the lounge after work.
Okay, Peter, you're sending sulfur into the Akio estate again. Are you doing the same elixir setup?
Absolutely. I'm just loading full of drugs and setting them in. Can I re-roll on these with the token?
No.
Okay. It's all right. I built him to do this.
Anything new you tell him?
Umbra? Or,
No. Sulfur. Otherwise, just same as yesterday.
Keep an eye out of like if there's any areas that look hidden or well guarded.
Okay. You get another one of those points. As he does succeed. The infiltration points, or whatever they're called, the things you can cash in for bonuses when whoever infiltrates this place. The main thing, he has not made it there yet, but the main areas that would be guarded would be Akagi's room, Shintami's room, and obviously Matsura's room. They do appear to have separate rooms, Shintami and Matsura.
Matsura's room? Okay.
Yeah. There are always guards posted in front of all of them.
Everyone knows of the Akagi. Is that the youngest?
Yeah. He's not like hidden in
only
any way.
Okay.
He's the heir to the Akio family, so.
Okay, but we all know about him. Like he's a shut-in.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's pretty young too. He's around in terms of like to 100 age. He's like a young adult, like early 20s. Around an age where Naito is. Naito's also like a young middle 20s. But yeah, Umbra, anything specifically you want to do with him, or either just get him learning on like all sorts of stuff? Where would you plant bombs on this wall and stuff like that?
No, I would go over like why people use currency, why they go to certain stores, why they're doing this, why they're doing that. Just like literally just trying to introduce him to why people do things.
Yeah, for sure. We don't have the roll for that or anything. I mean, you just like give him a very good baseline. You do notice though that a lot of those concepts, he goes, "Oh, that's like a story in this book."
Yeah, honestly, I would just build off of that.
Yeah, that Diego gave him.
Uncle D.
Yeah, and then like any question, I would also try to answer.
Yeah, I mean, he would have a lot of clarifying questions, but all of them would be like super basic stuff, like how many coppers go into silver, stuff like that. What is your approach with the steel brands, good sir? Just like show up, or like you have an in with Vasco.
Yeah,
so
I would ask if Vasco is
word.
there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll
check if he's here.
Yeah. What? No, that's not the guard talking. Sorry.
No, Jack is checking if he's here.
What do you mean?
Eyes roll back in your head. Oh, nope, he's not here.
Yeah. Well, so the Steel Brand Barracks is kind of like their home base.
Yep.
It's the northeast corner of Ward 4 up against the plateau that is Ward 7 and Ward 8 technically. And it's a walled Oh, I burped. Oh my god.
Barped?
It's a walled compound that takes up several city blocks. It's like a big place. Front gates are obviously guarded. And yeah, Vasco is there and someone would be able to get Vasco. Vasco comes out. He appears to be he was doing something physically laborious. He's quite sweaty. He's not wearing his armor. He's just wearing like a basic tunic and pants. His hair's slicked back. He comes up. He sees you. He says, "Didn't expect you to show up. What can I do for you?"
Do you have somewhere away from prying ears we can discuss a few things?
Yes. He would take you to just like one of the barracks. We'd probably just take you to his room, one of the living quarters. Inside their walls, there's like a bunch of buildings, everything from like living quarters to training grounds and a couple craftsmen and such. There is an additional wall in the southeast section of it that cuts off roughly a fourth of the compound that you would know that's Wakuzana's largest prison is within that. But yeah, he takes you to one of the living quarters into its pretty basic setup. Think a dorm room, but not set up for two people to live. So there's just like a hallway and then his room's in there. He
Okay, yeah.
Goes in, he's probably just got a table and chairs as such. He sits
sit down. Besides the obvious, I'm sure you're contracted out by them. What is the Steel Brand's relationship with the big three families?
We don't specifically have a relationship with any three of them. General Bulk holds the fifth, or not the fifth, but one of the council seats. So he interacts with the Noki family consistently. I do not know a whole lot about that. As you say, we get a lot of jobs in the area, obviously.
What if I were to tell you that one of the families may be compromised?
That would not be good.
Possibly by vampiric influence.
How sure of you are this information?
The only thing I am uncertain about is if one of the Akio is directly a vampire or if they are under the influence of a vampire. It's not a matter of... I am certain there is one of those two options is at play.
He kind of mulls it over and he nods. You should probably talk to General Bulk.
I wanted to get your opinion first just to make sure if I were to bring this to him, there would not be a way of it getting back to the families directly.
It should not.
Okay, so you work for them, but even without your employment and contracts and all that, would you say that you trust General Bulk with your life?
Yes. I would not be a Steel Brand if I didn't.
Okay, then I will trust your word.
You can wait here if you'd like, but he's a busy man. Give me a bit to go figure out when an opportune time would be.
Certainly, I don't mind waiting. If you'd prefer I wait outside or right here.
You can wait here.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, he'd go off. He'd come back in like an hour.
Okay.
And he'd say, he's ready if you are.
I am.
Yeah. So he leads you through. As you go through, there's a handful of armored Steel Brands, like a platoon of them, jogging past you, heavily armored, all of which seem like close to exhaustion, collapsing from exhaustion. Eventually they go past, though, and you enter the center compound, down a few hallways, up a few stairs, until you enter what is reminiscent of a war room, a long table, basically, where a lot of commanding officers could sit and discuss things. There's a world map as well, a map of the world, one might say. A burly, bald human stands back to you. Well-kept blonde beard adorns his face. He's got one massive scar running from the top of his left eyebrow over his closed eye and down into his beard. He wears battle-worn but well-maintained armor, 3 pieces of banded metal falling down each shoulder, his hands neatly tucked behind his back, a black-bladed bastard sword at his hip. He watches intently as 2 Steel Brands spar in the courtyard down below, and he kind of motions with his head as he hears you enter to move over, and he dismisses Vasco. And yeah, I assume you walk over?
Yeah, stand next to him.
He kind of just watches for a bit. The people he's watching, there's a heavily armored human wielding a massive axe in both hands. facing off against a much more lightly armored orc with a metal buckler and short sword in hand. They have many back and forths. Probably a couple minutes go by before he says anything. He says, say you were in charge of these two. What advice would you give each after sparring? After this session concludes. You can roll perception, as you've watched.
I would say don't hurt innocent.
Do they use magic?
Are they vampires?
Are they undead?
You have a +4 circumstance.
Well,
Because
might
they're
as well.
vampires.
Guided by the stars.
Okay.
Thank God I used that. You said +4 circumstance?
Mhm.
24.
Okay. The axe wielder is by far the more capable fighter, the human, and clearly knows they have the upper hand in both power and reach. They prod with weaker swings and jabs until the orc leaves an opening. However, when that opening does come, they have a lot of wasted movement in their big swings, needlessly wide arcs that, especially if you were fighting in close quarters or in an actual platoon and you had other people fighting in melee combat, might threaten to hit your allies. Not to mention how tiring wielding an already massive weapon like that can be when you not factoring in wasted movement, right? The orc, on the other hand, is clearly uncomfortable in their current setup. You'd guess they're used to heavier, more constrained armor. That, or they don't understand the advantages they have over the human. They make no attempts to leverage their superior flexibility and mobility, allowing the human to dictate the pace of the fight completely. Not to mention that almost every opening they give comes from overestimating their shield's capabilities. You're well aware of this as a shield user, though you don't use a buckler, but bucklers are tools for deflection. They're not meant to outright block most attacks, let alone attacks from a giant fucking axe, right? They do seem used to wielding a shield, though. Probably something more your speed, though, than a small buckler. That's what you pick up.
I would say the human needs to focus more on finding the proper opportunity. Using such a large weapon, wasting so much energy is not something that is productive to finishing off an enemy, especially if it is a long-term battle, whether it be a duel or all-out war. I would say he needs to focus more on choosing the right opportunity and focusing on which attack approach he should take as opposed to swinging so wildly. As for the orc, I would say that either he loses this newfound interest in lighter weaponry or learn its strengths that the big man has, since he has wasted so much opportunity, could be his own opportunity. And he should be focusing more on tiring out his opponent as opposed to handling it like he would a big sword and a big shield.
He nods, and he says, let's say you have one more spot to fill on a 4-man platoon. It's yourself, an archer, a rapier-wielding medic. You have one of these 2 men to choose from.
Unless I could see the orc's talents with other weapons, I would definitely go with the human. It seems he is at least comfortable with his fighting. I would, with some fine-tuning, he could be a fine battle brother, but as far as the orc goes, his current showing is not very impressive, but I could make use of someone with such reach as that human if I were able to take the brunt of it and him utilize that to his advantage. But again, that's after some fine-tuning on his technique.
I would agree on all accounts. Have you ever thought of joining?
In a different life, I absolutely would have, but sometimes...
I'm sorry, I just realized how literal that is.
Yep. I'm kind of saying in a way that I know he'll probably take it metaphorically.
Yeah, but you mean it literally.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Sometimes you take the cards you're dealt, and I am chosen in a different calling.
Fair enough.
But I would say I have much respect for you and your establishment.
He extends a hand.
Shake it.
General Bulk.
Verenistir.
Bulk. Not bulk. Bulk. He motions for you to sit, if you so wish. He
I
sits
do.
down across from you. Vasco mentions unsettling news.
Yeah, certainly. Would this be something on a more smaller scale? I would be much more confident in handling it in my own ways and with my own people, but considering the implications that this has for the entire city at large and, well, even your establishment, it is best that we have as many people who are aware of the situation. And I will speak with less vagaries so that we can get this all out in the air. A very strong reason to believe that the Akio family is compromised due to vampiric nature.
I take it you are somewhat of an expert in this field?
Very much so.
We have a wide range of experience due to our nature as mercenaries. Would there be any benefit to letting someone know?
It depends on who you would let know. Unless you're talking about me letting you know, in which case, definitely.
Vasco vouched for you with his life. I guess my only question is, what would you like from us?
First, I would like to inquire if you have seen any trace or heard any rumors around the city of vampiric activity. I myself have seen it firsthand, but I work with a smaller crew, so we certainly do not have eyes in every ward in the city.
I can say that as far as Ward 4, we have not run into anything like that. At least outwardly. I know most of these creatures function on deceit, so I would not rule it out, but nothing that seems along those lines.
What knowledge do you have of the ancient bloodlines of the vampires?
That they're dangerous?
Do you know of them specifically?
No.
There's 3 in total. One of them is, as far as we are aware of, non-existent in the city. 2 of them are in the city. In some capacity.
Okay.
One of them seemingly more so than the other.
If you want to give him like a rundown of the 2 bloodlines,
Yeah.
we don't have to talk through like literally every intricate detail
break
you
it
know
down.
about them. Yeah. I mean, he would listen intently for all of it. For sure. And then when you finish explaining all of it, would you explain anything about the water lily ball that you think something's going to happen then?
That'd probably be what I cap off the conversation
yeah.
with, yeah. So, not quite yet, but essentially we are dealing with, out of the 3 bloodlines, the 2 that are best at wiggling their way in without anyone noticing until it is much bigger of a problem than anyone realized. I don't know what the extent they have already spread out through the city. From the sound of it, it seems that the Strigoi has a much bigger presence and has deeper roots, but 2 vampire bloodlines feuding with each other is bad for everyone else involved.
I do not know who is going with me yet. Obviously, I will. Don't know who my date is. That's what I'm saying.
Diego pops in. You're looking for a date.
Obviously, I will have anyone that does go equipped with cold iron helms. Probably not outwardly slow. So, do you need entry?
I think we should have that covered, but
If you do, let me know.
I will send word if that changes.
I will also keep this between me and anyone who is going. I think it is not best to A, spread panic amongst my men, and B, allow the information to get out.
I would agree. As far as people who know, it is confined to less than a dozen people or so. So, give or take. But
All it takes is one bad apple.
thankfully, the people that I've shared this with trust with my life, so I don't foresee that being an issue. But
Good.
I won't discount anything. Part of this job, as you're aware, is to account for all variables.
Yes.
But I say this in twofold. As you've mentioned, the water lily ball, we have reason to believe that is where something might be happening. We're not certain what yet, but we have come into contact with this Vedorana a few times, and everything we've seen up to this point points to the fact that that is the place where everyone of note will be gathered.
Okay. we will be ready.
And secondly, if you do come into contact with either the Strigoi in any capacity or the Veterlorana, if you don't mind, I will do the same for you, keeping a professional line of information just so that we are best prepared as possible.
How would you like me to contact you?
Ward 5, right? That's where Kite is? Or 7? 7.
7. Yes.
We have a contact who's been getting a lot of resources and information for us in Ward 7. If you send a messenger there, we will be able to get that information, and I can do the same through that resource as well.
If the Akio family is compromised, I have no reason to believe that the messengers might not be as well. I will send Vasco if I have information.
Perfect.
Anything else? He doesn't say that. I just say, is there anything else I'm talking about?
No, I don't think. Yeah, I would definitely wouldn't mention the Tao family or anything. So, appreciate your time, and hopefully we can take care of this issue as soon as possible.
I agree. Yeah, you
Turn to go.
yeah, on your way.
I just now realized I might actually have an end to the place I never thought about.
What? Into what?
I could just ask Father Cogreen if I could go with him.
Yeah. For sure.
I never once thought about that until now.
You're as his date.
Amen. What were you doing today? My apologies. You were talking to...
Ostas. But I also had one thing. If I'm going to try to bring friends as bodyguards, I can't really lie to Marcy's parents anymore. About,
for sure.
What's going on.
For sure.
Because that wouldn't make, let's just get my friends in for fun.
I just have social anxiety unless my friends are there.
My friends.
Well, to be fair, maybe wait until end of day 2 where you all reconvene. Because for all you know, they could have got their own ways in.
So I just wanted to throw that out there of that's a big hole in the story if that's never brought up. If they're just very
sure.
okay with that for no reason. So that's the thing. But I was planning to go to talk to the Great Ostas at some point.
Yes.
Ever since Wizard Man was strange about it.
What?
Eardell.
Oh, yeah. He's not a wizard.
I know he's a sorcerer, but,
No.
Wizard Man.
He's an oracle. He's actually a tempest oracle.
He's a
Actually, have you
oracle
heard of him?
alchemist.
His name's Akatan Thule. But yeah, you had 2 Great Ostases. The Great Ostasis Theater Eminence. You know where that is. 2-story building, Ward 2.
Yes.
He's in his office since I don't think it's ever come up. Great Ostas Pilvar, is a middle-aged halfling, light brown skin, well-kept curly black hair, and a soul patch of matching color, who has a well-made poofy blue tunic with silver embroidery, pants, and a belt with a deck of cards fashioned to it. He's in his office. Come in. He says, Eamon, good to see you.
Hello?
Don't see you
Mr.
in person
Pilvar?
too much these days. How you been?
Kind of all over the place, but
Fair enough,
yeah, busy as can be.
as we all are. What can I
Yes.
do for you?
Do you have a few minutes? Could I
Yeah.
sit? I would
Of course.
shut the door behind me.
What can I do for you?
Just sit across his desk. Well, as you know, I also have some employment not only under you, but with the Arcane Assembly. And
Yeah,
actually have gotten to know Iredell pretty well over the past couple weeks or so. He mentioned you guys were friends.
Yes.
How did that come up? This is
Well, more-
not why I'm here. It's just a curiosity.
More business partners more than anything turned friends. But yeah, I did some work for him. When I need stuff, especially, some of the more intricate magical effects, I go to him for enchantments and such. Well, not him specifically, but his enchanters.
Cool. Yeah. He just when I mentioned you, he seemed
Yeah, he's definitely it's clearly he brushes over we work together. It's you get
normal,
the vibe
normal.
He trusts you enough that if it was just something pretty normal that they work together with, he would be more specific than I've done stuff for him.
Cool. Anyway, that connection just came up, but it did remind me. Have I got to update you much about what's been going on since you sent me to Ward 8?
Yeah, a little bit. You've been in and out of here some, so I assume you've given him the very basics.
Yeah, I've been here once, and it's been with my friends to go see a show.
That's true.
So I
Yeah.
haven't really sat down with them in a while.
That's fair. Yeah.
Long story short, we went from learning about things of the androphin nature to learning about things of the vampiric nature. Still very much looking into things in the androphic world, but it's led us down a path where we believe one of the main three families could be, as my friend says, compromised.
The nobles?
Yes.
Okay. Anything I can help with?
Do you brush shoulders with them very often?
The three noble families?
The three noble families, yeah.
Probably more often than most people, but not super often. The Noki and the Tau have come to some shows. The Akio have not. From what I understand, they don't get out much in general. I believe a while ago, when by a while ago I mean years ago, I had an invitation to perform there. It fell through the Akio estate. I mean, other than that, I know about as much as everyone else, other than probably having met them in person.
Have you met Shintami?
Yes, I have.
What's he like?
Stern man. See where he gets his reputation.
Interesting. Well, my friends and I have, how do I say this? Are you going to the water lily ball?
Yes.
Did
Did you need to get in?
Maybe.
To come with?
I'll let my friend Diego know. He might be interested.
Okay.
But mostly I was going to say whenever there's danger involved and whenever there's various powers at play, events like that can be a big target.
Absolutely.
And as I said, if you're not comfortable with any of this, you just let me know. But if you can help, that'd be great. I'm trying to find as much information as I can about the Akio family. And I know you don't know much, but if there's any connections you have, any sources, I would be much obliged.
I can see what I can dig up.
Yeah, even
Probably
if
won't be quick, but
that's okay.
how time sensitive is this?
I would like it before the ball.
I guess a better question is how important is this?
I would say absolute top priority for the safety of not only myself, but of the city. I mean, in recent days, there was an assassination attempt on people of your level in the city. So I'd say it very much pertains to you too.
Okay. I'll put my best man on it.
Have you ever heard of any conflicts at all between the Tau family and the Akio family? I mean, other than the classic opposing political parties kind of thing.
Yeah, nothing outside of that. I know that there's a lot of rumors flying around about what the Akio family's real connection to the Kaikari is, but the Tau are the most vocal opposition to the Kaikari's existence in general, so that's created the most friction. But other than that, nothing that I'm aware of. Although if there was something like that, my best bet is that it would not be out in the open.
That's fair.
Also, you say someone was almost killed. Who? Is that?
For the sake of everyone's safety, I can't say who.
Okay, gotcha.
But
that's totally fine. We just brushed over that, so I was
I was mostly
concerned.
trying to bring the gravity of the situation.
Gotcha.
We don't know who did what or what's going on necessarily, but if people in the noble world are perhaps sending assassins after one another, that could very quickly get turned to things like the Merchants Guild or things like the Arcane Assembly or things like places that are very close to home for me.
I would agree.
And for you as well. So
I take it this conversation stays between me and you?
I would very much hope so, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, as I said, any information on the Akio would be helpful. I'm not sure if we'll need it into the ball through you yet. It's very possible, though.
I will probably need to know at least 5 days before.
Okay.
I'm not the highest on the list, so I don't want to be the guy who's like,
That's fair.
can I bring
Needing the extra people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if I have to, I will. But I prefer not to.
Has anything
They also
else
could say no.
come up interesting on your end? Obviously, I feel like you would have contacted me if something happened.
Not
but-
really. We've had trouble a little bit with a amateur magician continuing to perform across the street whenever I put on a show.
Ah.
But other than that, not much.
I mean, does he seem to draw much of a crowd?
Yeah. But sometimes, I don't know if other people notice, he uses magic to buff the crowd, make it look bigger than it is. But he's quite capable.
Yeah.
Seems a bit of a prickish, but all magicians really are.
I mean, he seems like someone that could thrive in a place like yours. Why don't you offer him a job? Join forces.
He doesn't seem to like me very much.
Oh. I never. Oh, okay.
We made
Yeah.
eye contact one time and did not get a good impression.
I'm sorry. I couldn't get the imagery of Diego being in the window, like where Andy's looking. He's like,
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, but if this Diego friend needs in, let me know.
Okay. Will do. I think you'd love him.
Okay. As you head to the lounge,
Mm-hmm.
good sir,
Diego.
Diego. You're right. You're all good sirs. I need to specify.
I'm not so good.
I'm the
Faxon,
goodest.
I'm not so
I'm the
either.
goodest, sir.
Faxon slash
I'm the
Fakson
goodest sir
Mhm.
there is.
gets over the mental intercom. 2 sentient shadows have showed up. He says that waits for a response.
Well,
Sorry.
so can I kind of just role play Faxon for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. If you would like. Yeah.
So like I would like Diego would duck into an alley
Mm-hmm. And you'll tell him what to do.
and
Yeah.
I would just tell him exactly
Yeah.
step by
So
step.
2 shadows have shown up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they just like slipped under the door. They're they can literally just be shadows. It was like a moment of them. They just like look at each other and like Faxon like nods, and they have a note in their hand, like a piece of paper that like pulls out of themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and it reads in pretty just basic writing. Looks clearly like
Did Raiji
well, it looks clearly written to like not convey penmanship in any way.
gotcha. Serial killer things.
The death of your previous monitors is no issue. More will continue to come until the job is complete. And then it like crushes the note in its hand a bit and it burns up. And then they just like move into Faxon's shadow and just like reside in it.
Okay. Fuck. So I will. Where's a place that Naito would? I'm just trying to think logistically of where Naito could or maybe. So does Fakeson get a sense of like they call them monitors? So are they literally monitoring his situation right now?
Yeah. The best assumption is that, like, if you remember talking to Faxon, these are his. He does not know who hires him, other than these shadow things. So the assumption is that these things are like, yes, aware and maybe not actively, but at certain points, probably relaying information to whatever actually hired them. You don't know if that's as simple as like you have with Faxon telepathically, or as broad as everything else.
So I'm going to have Fakeson. I'm going to tell him to look like he is casing out the Akios. The Akio, like, for the water lily ball.
the Akio?
How?
You just mean the palace?
No, the Akios.
Oh, specifically the Akio.
Specifically the palace area.
Okay.
Because
all of it or Akio?
Well, so the idea is that if he's being monitored, it looks like, okay, this is an event where all these people are going to be together. This is where Naito Tao would make an appearance again.
Yeah.
So that's why he is laying out a plan.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying.
He's-
You want
I'm trying-
information so
yeah.
that he can give to you, but information from a place that doesn't immediately wave a red flag that, like, he's not doing what's supposed
I
to.
don't even care about the information that he gets for me.
Okay.
Like,
I'm,
'cause
all I'm saying is the Tao estate is literally across the courtyard.
Yes.
So you want him to watch the Akio estate.
I'm just saying, so
Or just the palace in general?
yeah, I mean the general area
Okay.
of the palace.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is I don't need to get any information from him. I
Okay.
just want that if anybody is monitoring what he's doing, he looks like he's going to make a move at the water lily ball.
Okay.
Because that is the most reasonable thing to think that, like, he tried to kill him, it failed. And
Okay.
that's there. That's why. And also maybe counts as a deception roll to act like Faxon. Because he's not great at any of the other things.
What about performance?
Yeah, he's definitely not of the level of a world-class assassin and all the other stuff, for sure.
Yeah. That's why I don't really want him casing out the joint very well.
Yeah.
Because he's going to get caught.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't want that to happen.
I mean, he goes and does that, for sure.
And that's kind of his standby duty for right now until, and like he'll go back, I'll have him go back to the base and then maybe they'll try to contact him again.
Word, for
or
sure.
something like,
Yeah.
hey, stop looking at the Akio house.
From what it does seem like, the shadows are with him the whole time. They're in his shadow.
Like the night before, you should have him just board a ship. You just take those shadows. Just
leave. Honestly,
Have him jump in the ocean and cut himself.
honestly, that's not a horrible idea. Just take the shadows far away.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they can't fuck with us now.
God damn it. That is
They're just
at
stuck.
the very least pretty funny.
They're just it's a hard cut to the shadows on a different island, and they can't afford a ticket to get back, and they're like,
Did you?
Then the next entire season would just be, I would have a mind link with with somebody just in a different place.
Bandits, fakes in the shadows.
Yes.
Eamon, you were looking for information on the Akio family, though, too? For the book of
I
your
just
days
wanted
well?
to play through the
Yeah, for sure.
Theostas one.
Give me a diplomacy check. I forgot about that because this would be towards the end of the day. You would have done that.
But then I continue to the lounge.
Yes,
afterwards,
we will get back to that. I just forgot about this for Eamon.
Let's do 23.
Okay, where would you be doing this? Just like in Ward 7, gathering information, and then also.
Well, I was going to use the Sarmons.
Oh yes, yeah, you're right.
The Sarmons, and then also just anything at Ward 7. Because I did spend time there doing stuff for the Merchants Guild, all that.
Yeah.
But
The Sarmons would convey the information that Shintami normally only goes to the Coliseum on nights that a Platinum Fighter is fighting, or of late when Flickerfist Onsai is fighting. They would call him Flickerfist Onsai because they don't know him personally, which is his Coliseum moniker. The only nights those are happening on the week of the ball is 4th day evening, 7th day evening. Today's day 1. So day 4, day 7, presumably in the evening for the big fights. Shintami will be at the Coliseum.
What was that? Were you signaling me or were you
that was
writing?
me saying you want to do that, right?
Yes, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, a lot of things change when we actually do stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Did you ever actually say, like, on mic why you're working, like, why you worked at a bookshop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I said,
Because you just said you work at a bookshop, then you're like, I want to learn about this orc lady. I'm just wondering if people know your end
You've
goal
been
or
trying to
not.
learn Androphin too, right?
Yes.
Have you been doing that? I'm sorry.
I just assumed that was like in there.
No. I apologize.
I haven't met up with Diego yet. I'm the one with the book.
Roll.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's true.
So-
Well, I thought we talked. You dropped it off.
No, he and I left to get bread.
I went bled.
We're all having dinner tonight, though, while we get fitted out in
it's
the
tomorrow
iron.
night.
Dinner tomorrow night.
Yep,
I did
we're
ask
having
you to
dinner
drop it
tomorrow
off.
night.
Yeah.
But he didn't drop it off.
Slipped my mind.
There's no reason why you couldn't have just done it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
No,
We don't retcon
Hold on
here
to
at
it.
this family.
No metagaming.
No, it'll be way more convenient if two of us know Androphin in the party.
No,
Yeah, roll-
I'm a greedy person. I'm the one that has the knowledge.
Roll society.
24.
Okay. By the time you leave to head to the lounge, you have learned Androphin.
He learned the entire language in one day.
No, 2. This is day 1.
Oh, all right.
Maybe I should keep doing this.
That's like a feat for that shit.
Yeah. Well, the caveat is that he gets it because he upped his intelligence. He didn't do it for free.
I see.
Yeah. That's why it's there. He made a mechanical choice to do it.
Got more dedicated wham.
God damn it. I don't know why that killed me. Yeah. You go to. We'll call the lounge she frequents the lounge.
How convenient.
Where'd you come up with that one?
Yeah, it's I think classic. Remember the red light district?
Yes.
Well, actually, You were never there, but like
Yeah, the one in
everything's lit
Amsterdam.
by these
I
red.
lived here.
Yeah.
I literally haven't left this town in my life.
Everything's lit by these red crystals. Think of that, but they're like this dim purple lighting all through some pretty basic tables. There's some very well dressed waiters and such. As you enter, you do see someone that probably matches the description of Res Morimoto. She's got light orange skin, size of her head's. I don't know why I can't speak
She's
today.
enormous.
Size of her head is shaved with a long black ponytail falling down her back. She has a light face of makeup, 2 silver gilded tusks. Man, I cannot speak today. A form-fitting black blouse and pants that show off her curvy, muscular figure. She seems to be sitting at a table by herself. One of the like nooks where it's like 2 seats off in the corner, like lounge seats and such, where she's just like sitting by herself.
Mm-hmm.
She appears to be reading, or at least like looking through a book. It might be more of like something that's like a journal or like a pay book or something, where you like keep bookkeeping and such. But yeah, you see her. There's other people in here, obviously, but I
She's just
assume-
sitting by herself.
Yes. There is a chair by her. She's like in a nook, like a corner where there's like a seat in each corner of like these lounge chairs. But yeah,
And there's a
she's-
bar.
There is a bar too.
Okay.
Yep. It looks like most people are like you take a seat and then a waiter comes to you. But you can also just go to the bar. There's a very well dressed human man.
I would step up
working
to the
at
bar.
drinks. Yes.
I would step up to the bar and I
He
say,
says,
2 drinks over at that table there. And I point to hers. And then I head over.
okay, no quantification of what kind of drinks.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd probably point to some,
Yeah.
I don't know,
A nice I don't know.
martini.
But yeah, she's over there. I mean, do you approach or what do you
Hello
do?
there. I sit down.
Okay, you sit down.
Mm-hmm.
She just like shoots you a look, looks you up and down, and then continues to look into her book.
Can I roll a perception to see what she's reading?
Yeah, go for it.
Is it in Androffen? Because that would be very convenient for me.
I see you also know
Imagine.
Androffen.
Perception, right? 27.
It looks to be something akin to like a bookkeeping book of payments and stuff. There's a lot of stuff on there. Most of it looks related to like her business, payments for escorts and stuff like that that work under her. There are notably payments from the Akio though. Good amounts of money, like thousands of gold, for what is just labeled in her book as lessons. But yeah, that's what you see.
Small business owner?
She kind of gives you a bit of side eye. Quite.
Been investing in some businesses myself recently.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind?
Shoe store.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Not really a lot of pizzazz in the shoe market, but I really liked this woman. She really believed in her product. Very hardy woman, too. Inconveniently so.
Could not be poisoned. Why don't you roll diplomacy to make an impression?
Not deception. I am lying.
About
And
what?
About investing in small businesses.
Oh, that's true.
And also,
Technically, you actually did. Also,
I have a feat that gives me, if I lie successfully, I do make a good impression with somebody. So.
That's true. Yes, go for that. Yep. I forget about that. I was going to say you can't, but you do have the feat that lets you.
30.
Okay. Yeah.
I rolled a 2 and then a 19.
You probably talk
so.
a little bit, like a couple minutes of just like back and forth business talk.
Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Do you
Blah,
come
blah,
off really
blah.
meek though?
Of course not. I would never.
Yeah. And after it, she kind of looks you up and down and she says, normally I go for much meeker men, but you have struck my interest. What is
Strike.
your name?
Diego Roberts. I reach out my hand.
Yeah. She says for us, S. Morimoto. She
Pleasure.
takes it. It's very firm. It's very firm grip.
okay.
It's quite strong. Yeah.
All right.
The drinks come over.
Mm-hmm.
She gives you a nod.
We talked
sips
for
it.
like 3 minutes and you hadn't even gotten a drink yet. Wow. Service here.
Yeah, she says, "Do you live here in Ward 7, I presume, as a businessman?"
Oh, yes. I'm just down the block a ways. I describe where Kite's place is.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yep.
So, yes, that is where I'm at.
In the hills.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Well, impressive to some, I guess.
Yes. Very true. Anything specific you would do? She would probably just enjoy your company for a bit before anything.
Yeah, I would inquire about her business.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pretty basic stuff. You heard, but like, she seems very proud of the fact that they're the most respected like brothel in Ward 7. She has a lot of connections with a lot of nobles.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff.
I would try to get her drunk, but I don't think I could outdrink her.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think
do
she's.
you want to try?
Well, I'm pretty. I have
You're
pretty high
hardy.
constitution.
Yeah. Well, you make a fortitude save. We'll see.
That is actually specifically one thing I'm good at.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Not drinking, but fortitude.
What'd you get?
26.
Okay. Unfortunately, you can both hold your liquor pretty good. So you probably both get a little buzzed, but nothing incoherent or anything.
I'm just trying to get her loosened up a bit. Mm-hmm. Maybe. God damn it, dude.
Not like
no.
that.
Like
yeah, you know what I mean. So it's less like you're like so the Akio.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you would definitely be at that point after a couple hours of drinking and just like.
Yes.
I mean, you are an incredibly capable just bullshitter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you just talk to yourself a lot. Talk to yourself a lot. Talk to.
She left an hour ago.
She hasn't been there.
But
okay.
yeah.
So do tell who are the craziest clients you've ever taken on? And I say crazy is not as in insane, because I'm sure there's some of those as well.
She kind of looks around. She doesn't know. Akagi, the heir to the Akio family, he's not quite adept with the ladies. I've been giving him lessons on how to court.
Interesting.
Yes, he is. I have never met a man so incapable of lust. It is incredible. He is something else entirely.
Interesting.
But we're working.
Something else how? Like, do you think he's like it feels like he was born yesterday at times? Like socially, but he's incredibly adept at other things?
Maybe. I'm not too sure. He's quite capable in the fields he has interests in, but
Which are?
magic, wizardry, from what I understand, I don't know much about it. Only magic I know is seduction.
Yes, I've dabbled in that one myself. So, you teaching him how to court, that's not a euphemism here.
No, we are not sleeping together. No. Speaking of which, would you like to go back to your place or mine?
Where is your place?
I live at the brothel.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on tent?
You take her to sanctuary?
Can I bring my tent? I can't sleep without it. I don't know. I'm not really a one-night stand kind of man.
I
Just have tea.
apologize. I might have misread you. I am perfectly comfortable with that. Maybe we meet again here sometime in the coming days?
Yes. You have any other events going on?
I was going to meet a friend at the Coliseum. Other than that, nothing? No?
Oh, I do love the Coliseum. I actually know one of the new champions. He trains at my estate. My name is Kite. No. I'm just-
Interesting.
Mhm.
I assume you're speaking of the Flicker Fist fellow.
Yes.
Capable lad.
Yes. He's a manager, and I associates.
Know a lot of people.
Yes. Yes, this manager fellow, he's got quite the eye for talent. He also brought up that one Raiji fellow.
Really?
Yes.
That is quite the esteem.
Maybe.
Are you next on that list?
Oh, I'm not quite the monster fighting type.
A lover, not a fighter?
Always. I guess I have fought monsters before. Never mind. What day are you going?
I was thinking of the 3rd.
Out of game? When is that?
We'll call it like literally 1-to-1. So the 3rd day for you guys.
Interesting. All right. So you meet your friend there. Maybe I'll bring a friend.
Well, if you have an in with Onzai, I think he's fighting on the 4th.
He is fighting on the 4th. But if you're going on the 3rd with your friend, I might as well join.
All right.
Would you like me to try to bring Onzai?
Absolutely.
Maybe you'd like to meet him?
Yes.
Maybe your friend would like to meet him too. Who is your friend? Another looker like yourself?
In some regards, her name is Uchido. You might know her as... She's a Tao. Part of the Tao family. It's one of the few times she gets out of the house. So, not by her choice, by her mother's.
Ah, interesting. Uchido. How old is Uchido?
Is that an honest question?
Yeah.
Like out of game?
Out of game.
She is like young adult, not more than 5 or 6 years younger than Onzai. Probably like 19, 20, 21, somewhere around there.
Well, I'll grab Onzai and should we meet somewhere beforehand?
Here?
Here? Yes, fine.
We can come by your estate.
We could, but I like here better. I was thinking more going out kind of thing.
Ah, yes. Of course. Drinks before dinner.
Yes. Pre-game, as they say, as the kids
She
say.
definitely gives you a look that you would be dinner. But like not, in a sexual way.
What?
When she says
Not
drinks,
in a sexual way?
no, not in a literal eating way, in a sexual way. Sorry.
Yeah, you said the reverse.
I
was
did
like,
say that. My apologies. She's going to eat you.
She is a cannibal.
So
Yeah,
I'm a
it's just a
vor
minute.
fetishist.
Yes, we'll meet here a few hours before, grab a couple drinks, and then head on over to the Coliseum. I do like that plan. Anyway, it's been lovely.
I would agree.
Also, the math is wrong on this one. I point to her book.
Is the math wrong on it?
I don't know. I leave.
Okay. She's like, well, no, what did... what?
You didn't carry the 4. Anyway. Tata, I'll
There's
see
no
you.
4.
It's addition.
Yes, because
Yeah.
you didn't carry it.
Diego knows Androthan, but not numbers.
Yes, definitely illiterate, but can now read.
So I
Androthan.
can put you down on day 3 to
Yep.
double date.
Gonna hope that Onzai is at Kite's place when I get back. Except we do have another
Do we
day.
want one of us to go to a room?
Okay.
What?
Do we want one of us to go to her room in the brothel while she's out?
Oh.
Oh,
Let's discuss this over dinner.
yeah. I don't know. We haven't even met yet. Met back together yet. So
Do you run this by Onzai when you get back?
yes, if he's there.
Yep. He'd probably be training, or at least coming down from a training. Probably super steady.
Onzai, good boy. We have ourselves a date.
I've told you a lot. I would prefer if you stop calling me boy, personally.
I said good boy. It's
That
a very,
doesn't make
very
it
big
better.
difference. I said Onzai, good boy.
Yes.
Not Onzai, good boy. It's
Yeah.
a clear distinction there.
Okay. Yeah. What did you need? We have a date?
Yes, we're going to the Coliseum the night after tomorrow, and we're drinking beforehand. Is that going to hurt with your relapse, your recovery thing?
I don't think so. Like me and you?
No, there are going to be 2 women.
Okay.
Do you not swing that way? That's okay if you don't.
No, that's fine. I'm just not really interested at the moment.
Well, wait till you see this orc woman. She's a very strong
Half.
woman.
Okay. It is my one day off this week.
Yes, absolutely. Now you get to unwind and have a good time.
Roll
Something I know that Raiji fellow did was let loose when he had his days off.
diplomacy plus 4 circumstance.
I knew bringing up Raiji would work.
Jesus Christ. Not one.
24.
Okay, yeah. It'll probably do me good to get my mind off work, so to speak, for a bit. Just the 4 of us? Are any of the other 3 coming?
Oh, no, they're not involved. I didn't even talk about them. Also, I own this estate if they ask. Anyway, good night.
But you just walk into your tent that's in the middle of the living room. Okay. Anything else that night for you guys? Or that we go into day 2? Day 2.
Did you ever tell me any information?
Yes, you learned the days that.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Sorry.
Presumably Shintami, unless something else comes up, will be at the Coliseum. The 4th day on the evening and the 7th day.
Dope.
Hey, Jack here in post. One of the guys off recording asked me what exactly the water lily ball signifies, so the following bit is me just explaining that. Yeah, it's like a yearly event that marks the coming of spring. That's like a much more formal get together than just like a council meeting, so to speak.
It's when the nobles can really let loose, you might say.
Yeah. Okay, day 2.
Any like fun festival events going on?
The Coliseum, literally tomorrow.
Not really.
Maybe I'll just take him shopping.
We'll go down the line. Eamon, what do you want to do today?
What I would like to do today is we're not meeting up until this evening, correct?
Yep.
For the cold iron. Okay. I would like to go just like scope around, see if there's any progress on the Vetelarana situation, if anything's come up at all. Maybe go check in on my favorite cobbler. And then on the way. And then
what about that?
We don't have to play through that at all.
Just for sure. I mean, she'd be good. She has more than enough gold to take care of her needs.
She literally lives upstairs now, doesn't she? Or
downstairs, yeah.
Did she officially move in?
Yeah.
Nice,
it doesn't seem like it's a super permanent thing.
Yeah.
Ugvo is aware that she might be going somewhere else. But yeah.
I bring her a casserole as a good neighbor.
Okay, for sure. What ward would you like to look into Vetelarana stuff in?
What ward is the assembly in again?
6. Not 5. 6. My bad.
What sounds the most suspicious for Vetelarana activity?
You know that in Ward 5 is where Yatha's Boots and Shoes was. Peter, things could have changed since the time he has, but Peter did look into Ward 8 at one point for Vetelarana stuff specifically.
I didn't find anything. I found the black market, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm. And Ward 1, I think, as well. But no one's really looked into specifically Ward 2, 3, or 4 about Vetelarana stuff.
Let's start with Ward 2.
Okay. Give me a diplomacy check. And do you want to roll twice and take the higher, or do 2 wards in one day? Because you can gather information twice as fast.
I will do...
I can probably handle 3.
We got lots of days ahead of us. Yeah, but my diplomacy's a little better.
I don't have to be diplomatic.
Oh, that's true.
I can be threatening.
Where is she? I'll just do 2 and take the highest. So 1 ward. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Start with Ward 2. Can you just grab Ward 2 again while I roll?
Ward 2 is the biggest ward. It's basically all of the eastern part of the city. It's where the New Ranku Merchants Guild headquarters is. It has all private docks owned by mostly the New Ranku Merchants Guild in a wide mix of cultures and like districts and such. Everything from commerce to neighborhoods and such.
30. Oh. 17 will die.
Yeah. So you talk to a farmer who works the fields in the southern outskirts of the city. So like south of Ward 3 and 2 and 4. 4, 3, and the bottom of 2 make up like the southern strip of the city. Who it's just kind of like in passing talk tells you of a sudden graveyard closure in the southern outskirts of the city. Pretty far away, probably like an hour and a half walk outside the city. It's just like the basic like him and a couple other folks are a bit perturbed since they can't visit their deceased loved ones, but the graveyard's relatively small, so there's not really any big uproar. It seems like the closing is a little shrouded in mystery. They don't know anything about it. There's only one graveyard keeper there, and they haven't really gotten a lot of information from him about what's going on. It definitely piques your interest of like something that's definitely a little off, with enough boxes are checked to be like, that's pretty weird.
Do I have time to go visit him?
The place?
No, the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, he would be at the crypts. Probably not if you're going to meet in the evening. Because that would have taken all day to get that information.
Sure.
Unless you wanted to like go out at night. But you all agreed on meeting. So I guess assuming...
I would rather meet and get coal iron.
Yeah, assumably you could meet and then go too as well. Yeah, if you... Yeah,
did I get a name for the keeper at all?
Yes. His name is Orvusk. He's an orc from what it sounds like. What's everybody else doing?
will investigate Ward 3.
Okay. Intimidation check.
Guided by the stars. Unnatural 20.
Okay. You would get a similar story to... It's not exactly the same because it probably come from someone else, but a lot of people who live south come into the city to sell goods and such. You would get from probably more multiple people, but different sources of information that there has... Doesn't seem to have affected a lot of people, but the same thing. A graveyard has closed down. You get the information that it's more of a crypt. There's no like actual graveyard. It's all underground. It's like family crypts and such. But yeah, nothing other than that, than the usual stuff. You bust a couple drug deals and such. But all right, Peter.
Are you taking Umbra?
Who's got custody of the kid today?
I don't think today because we haven't met back up yet. So
I will send Sulfur out on his own to go
Okay.
make it there. I assume.
You probably won't get the bonuses because most of them would wear off by then.
If I tell him to stay there and I'll pick him up next day, will that give him a bonus? If he has that much time?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So he's just staying there for like overnight.
Yeah.
Don't do all that. And then I'm going to have Umbra help me in creation of the sun lamp.
Okay. Hey, GM Jack here with a quick explanation. This sun lamp or sun bottle or whatever we refer to it as that Peter and now Umbra are trying to make is essentially their attempt to alchemically recreate a light that is capable of killing a Strigoi. The only other option they are aware of they can use is the lamp, so Peter's taking it upon himself to give them more options. Very on brand for the party's alchemist. But yeah, if we're talking about a sun lamp bottle, blah, 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 this is what we're talking about. Do you want him to assist you or you to assist him?
My crafting's better, so, right?
That's what you think. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. I know he has like a huge bonus to intelligence, but I still think
his
my
crafting's plus 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll assist me.
I get -1 circumstance.
God damn it, Umbra.
Rolled in that one.
All right.
Ooh.
This one's on you. You have 2 coins.
I rolled that one, so I'm going to burn a coin.
Jesus Christ.
The land is
Ember
cursed.
coming up.
25.
Well, so you learned pretty quickly you're going to probably need some materials. Probably each day doing this, at least 50 gold pieces worth. Because you essentially need a lot of expensive alchemical stuff and expensive, like more magical stuff because you're trying to equate a divine energy into something, right?
Yes. Yeah, so we're pretty much taking an atom and we're just trying to split it.
But yeah,
Peter has
so
become
do you have the
death.
money to spend that?
For today, it's a good thing we're
Okay.
going to kites later.
Yeah.
I got enough for like 3 days, I think.
Word. I mean, you make progress towards doing this.
Okay.
At your current rate, your best guess is that you would finish this thing going at the same pace in 3 more days of working on it.
Got
so
it.
4 days total. Diego.
I'm not sure.
Well, what are your thoughts?
Well, I was trying to think of a rumor that I could start that would benefit us, but I just don't know.
They never have in the past.
They have almost exclusively benefited me in the past.
To be fair, you did say us this time.
Yes. Me is us.
I mean, I'm fair with you opening it up to the group if you want. If
So-
anyone has ideas.
The thing that I'm thinking is either like some kind of like a misdirection of like the what the fuck is the other family?
Tau.
No.
Akio. Noki.
Noki. Like the Noki family is investigating the Tau for like connection to vampires or something, to be like a misdirection. But I don't know if we want to call attention to anything in the ball.
You
right?
could also use this rumor as a way to get in touch with the Veterana, because we have no really doing that right now. You could throw something out there like just to see if he's listening. If Peter wants to talk, like Peter's willing to talk, just contact our dwarf friend. I don't know. Something of that way. The dude in the
Oh, yeah. I was like, what fucking dwarf do you both know?
This dwarf.
the one we have super glued in a coffin.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to talk. His mouth's super glued shut.
I have the thing. I just got to see the.
I have the...
I got to see the eyes. Oh wait,
Blink twice.
I glued the eyes shut.
Shit.
Inhale sharply with the nose.
I could just, I don't know.
Could search another ward for information.
That's so boring though.
Doesn't have to be.
Make a carriage with your ritual and put free blood on the side, and then the vampires will come running.
I was also thinking, because I don't remember if it was last session or it was a couple sessions ago, I tried to spread a rumor in Ward 7 that the Magnificent Marvel and Rat Boy had taken down a vampire just to cause some misdirection there. I was wondering if it would benefit us to say that the Magnificent Marvel may show up at the Water Lily Ball, just have vampires on edge.
That's up to you, man.
But I don't know if that's would backfire. Like be the opposite of like
No.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Have the opposite effect of
We always do this. You open it up for group discussion, then I try to give input like I'm a player.
yeah.
Obviously,
Well, the group
I can't
isn't
give-
really discussing. So
I've tried.
You
okay?
did.
I tried.
you did.
I
I don't know what to tell you. My mind is like, you can, like, what's most beneficial is the information. 'Cause that's what we need by the end of these days.
Yep.
What if you spread a rumor around that Nosferatu side of
Yeah,
the city?
that's a
Because
vampire.
there's two
Whoa.
big families going against each other. This might actually set the other two on edge if there is the third one. I know.
So
but,
we don't want that.
no, but
There's a lizard Nosferatu.
Yeah, but you'll be
And
disguised.
another one who's actually.
oh, I'm talking about him, but he's not going to show up to the actual city. Like to throw in the
He
now.
probably has a way to disguise himself.
Yeah, but for them to waste resources looking for him now when he's not here.
Sow the seeds of chaos, Diego.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah.
But I just don't. The thing why I wanted to bring it up to the party is I don't want it to be like I want to think it out of like I don't want something to happen where it's like okay now all of a sudden we're behind the 8 ball because we have all the vampires like looking for something to go down.
Is there like a specific vampire hunting organization, like not like his group, but like one like specifically dedicated to killing vampires?
Not in this corner of the world. Nothing that would be like conceivable to start a rumor about. I mean,
So we can't say like one showed up on a ship.
it's kind of hard to say that because like the Kaikari are that
That's
for here. Like you literally have a very competent. Granted, they're anonymous, but like they are quite competent undead
You
killers.
could say that the Kaikari caught a fledgling.
A what?
A fledgling vampire.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or you could say the Kukari are active.
I don't think anything you say will backfire because, like, all we're supposed to do is, like, we're not supposed to be the ones stopping the thing from happening, whatever it is at the ball. We're just telling the Tau about it
You could
so they
say
can expose it.
that a magical lantern went missing from the Arcane Assembly.
How about I just make another rumor about the Magnificent Marvel and Rat
damn
Boy?
it. All those suggestions and you went with that.
Okay, what about?
Let's see. So I would spread a rumor that the Magnificent Marvel and Rat Boy have found another vampire. This time a Nosferatu,
Okay, for sure.
and slayed it in the town.
You know,
What's going on? Why are there so many vampires in town that the Magnificent Marvel and Rat Boy are slaying?
Give me a deception check to spread that rumor.
21?
Yeah, you sow the seeds. You pass by. There's a couple stores that have started selling Magnificent Marvel and Rat Boy merch, like embroidered on shirts and stuff. It's all very basic, but yeah, it's spreading.
I buy
The place
some.
is getting firebombed.
Okay, for sure.
I buy some for I buy some rat size for sure. And then the only other thing I would do is I don't think that's it. I would just buy some of those.
Okay. You guys end up at Kites, all of you at the end of the day,
Yeah, can they have like a really nice dinner ready?
for sure.
Yeah,
No.
like a good one.
Umbra's there too.
Yeah.
Umbra's there too, huh?
Grilled cheese and tomato soup.
I would try to find a moment to get Umbra alone.
Real fancy.
I don't think that'd be that hard in this big of a place.
You're gonna corner him at the party.
No, but I would give him a t-shirt to wear.
Okay. Yeah, he'd wear it.
Yeah.
So
I got you clothes like we had discussed.
yes.
It's very popular these days.
Okay. He wears it. You see Ember come out of a room wearing a Magnificent Marvel and Rat Boy shirt.
You guys should just see like corner of my eye, a blood vessel just pops. And I start bleeding from the eye.
I thought it was going to be I'm with
Sharingan.
I thought it was going to be I'm with stupid, and he make him stand next to Peter the whole time.
He just stands next to me. God damn it.
No, the other side.
So
Just get like a nosebleed.
Hello. It's been a long couple of days, huh?
yeah.
Yep.
What would all of you like your helmets to look like? Or hats? Cold
hat.
iron gear.
A circlet.
It's just a hood.
Okay.
Is that how it's pronounced?
A circlet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Sounded strange off my tongue.
Yours is a lined top hat.
A silver circlet.
I don't know if I should move away from the top hat branding
It,
at this point, but
Eamon gets hotter, just so you know. Sorry.
Is it a fedora? Are you that guy now?
No, it's a trilby.
But to be honest,
he has card
the
tricks.
hat, there's so much room in it. You can put a rabbit in there.
You have a bag of holding, you ho.
Right as you pull your hat out, a dead rabbit just on the ground.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Really should have fed him more.
Ooh.
So Peter's is a hood. Eamon's is a circlet. Yours is a top hat, Diego. And
Yes.
Renesteer's is...
It'd probably fit in with my armor, so it'd probably look bony in nature.
Okay. It just looks like a plate helmet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Umbros will probably be a hood too.
Okay.
more like a skull shape.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lizard
sure.
skull.
So, first things first, T. Second of all, does everybody have a way into the bowl?
Actually, that's also what I want to discuss. I could go ask Father Cogreen if I could go with. So you get me and Umbra in there if we want to.
Do we want to go separately as we can or try to go together?
Sorry, I just thought of this. Since I'm a lizard, so I'm going back to the cold iron thing. Since I'm a lizard, it'd probably just be on like the top part of my jaw, like from like the eyes to the snoot.
It's just like on your mouth? What?
Like from the nose all the way to the back of my head. So it'd be like covering the top, like bottom jaw's open, top jaw's
Oh, I
covered,
get what you're
so
saying.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It's like
yes.
form fits my head almost.
Yes, I gotcha.
Do we want to get into the ball in the same group, or are we trying to spread out?
I have an in with the steel brands. I feel like it would draw less attention to our group if we go in through separate avenues. Otherwise, we're painting a target on our back.
I would agree. And I also do have some inns. Isn't that right, Onzai? Is Onzai here?
Yeah, he's probably leaving with some food.
You
He's
don't
like, yeah.
eat at the table? What?
No.
Well, it's fine. It's fine. Go train or whatever.
Yeah, we have a date.
Yes, we do.
Congrats.
You guys are going on a date.
Yes.
Very nice.
There's two women. One of them has a very strong connection to the Akio family. In fact, visits the youngest one weekly.
A lover.
No.
A fighter?
No. Kind of a mixture of both, honestly. Very, very bulky woman.
Huh.
She's very strong. Anyway. Yes.
Is that your thing? The buff ones?
No.
And she's agreed to take you to the ball?
Not yet, but I believe she will. If not, her friend might. I don't know. Her friend, Uchido Tao.
Well,
What did you learn about the
wish
visits?
you the best. What not?
What did you learn about the visits with the Akio family?
So the young one is socially inept. Take our rat
Figured
friends
as
here
much.
as a basis. Specifically, Umbra, I don't know, is kind of what I had an image in my head.
I have clothes now.
Exactly.
It is. You look smash. Like look at what the shirt actually is, and I just sort of stare at Diego.
You guys just see like a permanent vein, just like
I
pulsating.
refuse
You're like-
to get involved with
You're like
this.
limp back in your chair, passed out with just blood coming out of your nose.
Yes, I stopped by a store today. They were selling stuff. It was hot off the shelf. Barely got the last one.
Back to the Akio family.
Yes. So he,
We learned he was a shut-in,
yes, he's,
which
well,
we knew about the whole family.
yes, we knew that, but no, he's socially inept, like incredibly so.
Interesting.
From the perspective of my new associate, her name is Vress. She owns a brothel, and social people don't always go to brothels, and she does say that he is the most socially inept person she's ever met.
I wonder if, I don't know how that could be connected, but that's good to know.
It's a tidbit.
It's something.
Yeah, I guess it is a way into. If for some reason we need to talk to the boy.
She also has whatever kind of clearance is needed to get into the estate.
Correct.
Speaking of that, I have sulfur mapping out the entire state right now.
Wonderful. Is the party at that at their
No.
estate? No.
The information we need is, though.
Wait, the party is not?
No, it's in the palace.
No, it's at the Noki Palace.
Yeah,
Estate.
yeah.
Noki Estate. Yeah, I mean, it's like across
But
the
it's-
courtyard from it.
Yeah.
The palace is a
But, like,
compound that is
Yeah,
those
the palace
three families.
is all three of the estates.
The Akio Estate and the Tao Estate aren't open to the pub or to the party goers. It's the courtyard and then the Noki Estate.
Has he found anything of note?
Akio State is made of 2 buildings. There's one that's like a magical training area. The other one seems like a more residential area. And we've currently found the rooms of the 3 Akios. He's currently over there right now looking into more stuff.
There's 2 nights in the next week where Shintami himself will be at the Coliseum watching our friend Anzai fight.
Interesting. What nights would those be? Oh, watching Onzai fight? So the 4th and the 7th?
Yes, the 4th and the 7th. So the 4th and the 7th, yes.
I had to clear that up just to make sure we could
Yeah.
go on the date. you
Yes. It is an opportunity, but I don't know what for exactly. I mean, you can like watch and observe Shintami. It'd be very dangerous for anybody to attempt conversation.
Those days might also be the best to try to infiltrate.
I mean, there's still going to be many people at the estate
Correct, but
that aren't Shintami.
the more people gone. Because I assume he has to take a guard with him, so it'd be a couple extra people gone.
I'll leave that up to you. That's definitely not in my wheelhouse.
Neither is it mine.
That's
But I
either you
feel
or
like
me.
it's an opportunity. The biggest
To
opportunity
Mhm.
is that the one we're
Okay, I guess
suspicious
it's me.
about. I think the biggest opportunity is not that there's 1 or 3 less people left in the estate. The opportunity is that Shintami is out in public. I
Well,
would
if that's
agree.
the case, then both of us can take care of that aspect of things.
I don't know how to approach it though. I'll have to think on it.
That'd be your wheelhouse. I can, of course, bolster you, but
I would have an inn there
With whom?
with Res.
She knows Shintami's son, correct?
Well, yes, they hire her.
Yeah.
well, I think we should do this in pairs. If you two want to handle the Colosseum, I can at least provide overwatch for Peter.
I was exploring Ward 2 a bit today, and I heard that there's a few details that add up to make me think there could be another hint towards the Vetelarana, perhaps. There was a graveyard closure just south.
I heard that as well.
Just south of the city.
From what I gathered, it's more of a crypt than an open graveyard like what we have at Sanctuary.
Which again leads more towards the style of undead we've been facing. I plan to meet at some point. Orvusk is the half-orc caretaker of the property. I was hoping to talk with him at some point in hopes that some more information could be found before we just stumble in there.
I would say we'd still do that all together. We don't know what this orc's relation to...
Should we go after we're done eating?
We could. But that brings me to my next point. I have made contact with Lorik of my order. He intends to arrive here, hopefully, within a couple days of the ball. So,
To provide some assistance?
yes, this is reached a point of escalation that his assistance would be needed, as he has seen fit himself. So, we will have another vampire in the city.
We should probably secure some way for him to get to the ball.
I'm sure he might be able to do that himself. But
Maybe. I was thinking, if need be, I know you have the connection with the steel brands too.
I did discuss with the steel brands as well. I did have to divulge some information. Nothing involving the Tau or our connection with them, but he is aware, the leader, General Bulk, he is aware there are 2 vampiric family lines, and he will be having the men that go to the ball be adorned with cold iron. So,
Oh, speaking of adornments for the bowl, I have a perfect scroll for us.
I'm already having a custom outfit made by one of the nobles.
Well, isn't that just great? Anyway,
Before-
for the other ones that don't like to dress like they go to balls.
I'm probably going with the cartel. I don't know how fancy we're going to be dressed.
I need it.
Okay, well,
You're
at
not,
least
you're not just wearing your armor?
I mean, it doesn't look very party going as
I
I look
could
as
make it a
bones.
party. I could make it
You can
party
be a
going
bodyguard
armor.
for the Sarmons.
yes. Even still, I doubt they would want man in bone armor.
I can make it something regal, something real fresh.
nothing too gaudy.
Okay,
I don't know if Diego knows how to do that.
Roll deception.
You don't roll.
You don't roll.
Do I now roll? What was
No,
it?
wouldn't it be him rolling against my deception DC?
You're trying to deceive him, so you're going against his perception
Yeah,
DC.
it's a little weird when it's we can just have him roll perception or
Okay.
you roll.
I don't know. You know Diego. He's
Yeah.
gonna
Okay,
be.
yeah.
He's gonna be gaudy.
Yeah.
Not gaudy. I don't want to stand out.
Well,
That's
to
no
be fair,
point.
you are
Well,
religious.
You
so
won't
gaudy-
stand out, but you will.
Stand out.
Look the part.
Yes, you'll look like you belong in a ball, and you have to look gaudy.
I am
to belong
going
a
in
ball.
with the steel
Gold,
brand.
silver.
Yes.
Why don't you just ask them for some armor?
Because I like mine.
Yeah.
So,
If
okay.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We'll figure it out when the day comes. But yes, I've got you covered. It is illusory though, so it's not real.
That's fine.
But-
I prefer it that way, actually.
Yes.
Quite frankly.
So you're gonna get in the ball with your date.
Yes.
Renister's getting in with the steel brands.
Yep.
And Lark is going to be joining you on that most likely.
He has enough connections. He can probably get on his own.
I mean, probably not more than the steel brands, right?
I mean,
guess
he was.
I've never met Lark, so I don't know anything about
He
it.
does have a direct land at Urido.
Yeah.
So
Most
it
likely, he
is
will-
probably safe to assume he unassisted could get in. Yes.
I'll be going either with the Sarmons or with the Great Ostas. Not quite sure yet.
And for you, Peter?
I was going to go ask Father Coggrane
Oh, yes.
tomorrow.
yes.
What do you mean? There's a debate there?
Perhaps.
Why? Why would you not go with your girlfriend?
So she doesn't get hurt.
But if she's gonna go anyway,
Yeah. Maybe not aiming for the healer, Maybe
I'm going to
she
turn.
can just blend in the background a bit. As opposed to with the
she doesn't
drow.
have to be attached to your hip. What kind of relationship are you in?
I don't. One you wouldn't understand.
Clearly.
I'm going to turn to Umbra. Do you want to go to this ball?
Yes.
All right. I'll probably find a bench with Father Coggrane then.
Am I wearing these clothes?
No, you'll wear something different.
We should find a way
You'll
to.
probably have a way to blend in with the cartel, if that's what we're going with.
What is the plan as far as if we're going to the ball all separate? That's good. Do we have a way to communicate anything? It's a big place.
I
Say
mean,
one
it's
of
a
us.
party.
Say one of us sees something.
People talk with people all the time.
Yes, but say something happens that we don't want to see the drow going to talk to the lizard about it.
I can give you all a bomb if something happens. You can throw it up in the air.
Well, let's
think-
let's have a little bit more nuance.
Yes, but no offense.
We all just meet up at the. I'm assuming there's a food table. That's where we all meet up and talk.
I don't
or
think. I don't think
open
this-
bar.
Eamon's point is a planned meetup. I think his point is if someone is alone and sees something go wrong, how do they notify the others?
Find the others. I think this is part of the plan. You just have to improvise.
I'm going to
true.
go out on a limb and say your eyes can probably convey some level of panic outside of.
It just seems like for a group that has had such strong plans for some things, one that may involve vampiric presence may need more than just saying, let's have some nuance or let's improvise. We have
And what do you
we have
propose?
multiple. That's why I asked, is I hope to get some input.
Well, I don't know
I
if
can try to learn a spell that links our minds.
Such as that.
Let's
Thank
do
you,
that.
Umbra. Does
That'd be the
anybody have an
simplest solution.
ability to communicate magically? This is mostly what I was leaning towards. Not
how long will it take you.
I do not know. Shouldn't be too long.
As long as it's done before the ball.
Is Kite here?
Yeah, he lives here.
I don't know if he was eating. with us.
no,
we
he probably
changed-
isn't eating with you, but
He's
yeah,
like,
he
what the hell is
here.
going on?
Diego changed the locks.
I'd go find Kite, and I would ask him. I need about 300 gold pieces for creating an alchemical item.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
just so you know, we're running probably not going to be able to pull from my funds for too long. Cold iron's expensive.
Oh,
Speaking
jeez.
of which, did all of that arrive then? When should we expect the coffins?
2 more days, they said.
How's that investment in the shoe business?
We're working on finding real estate.
Wonderful.
I know a good realtor. Sells great tents.
It's just you and glasses.
Yes.
Anything else for
So
the
the
night?
plan is for
Do we want to go check out that graveyard?
Yeah,
Tonight?
I think so. We should. We have the cold iron. There's nothing stopping us
Why not in the morning?
because less eyes. in the
Because
evening.
I was going to go talk to Father Coggrey and then go check up on Sulfur.
Well, I can't be out too late. I need my beauty sleep for my date tomorrow.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
If we'd head on over now, we should be fine.
yeah, it's probably like still light out. We're having dinner.
Yeah, if you guys went straight
God.
there, whatever happened there takes you just talking to this dude 5-10 minutes
Yeah,
maybe.
just talking to the dude. Nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know. I say
Not
we're
going
gonna-
to investigate or anything.
You're going to
At-
kill him.
At a graveyard. with
It's only an
possible
hour
vampire
outside of
activity.
town.
Yeah, you are in the middle of town, so like you would get back by like 10 p.m. at the latest.
So late. Anyway, let's go.
Let's all go talk to this orc man.
Pip, pip.
I would give you the dark vision elixir, just in case. It's
Oh,
dark.
yes, that's why I brought up Lorik.
He's
You-
a vampire.
Oh my god!
I also have a confession. I too am a vampire. No.
If Raiju was here, he'd lose his fucking mind.
Raiji comes back just to freak out and then leaves.
He recommended if anything would imply that we would be confronting vampires, that we do not approach or engage with them without the rest of us involved.
It'll be good to have that communication then.
I'd say that is a good plan.
If he's saying that, he definitely means it.
Although my track record the last few interactions we've had with dangerous people hasn't really followed that plan, but I would love to not be the first into battle.
Yeah,
this
that
time.
scar on your stomach just keeps getting layered with more and more scar tissue.
I keep opening it. I don't know. I was opening a can today and it just slipped and
Right then, Basil walks by.
God damn it!
Anzai comes out and he says, I was going to ask earlier when I got my food, do you need me to help out at Sanctuary anymore?
No, not at this time.
Okay. He goes back.
Be ready for that date. Do you have clothes to wear? Nice clothes?
No.
I'll get you some fake ones.
Why can't they just be real?
Well, I guess you could go shopping, but
Could you go shopping?
There's
for
got to
me?
be
See,
nice
that's the
clothes in the
thing.
mansion somewhere.
yes, but they all
Yeah.
fit Raiji, and he's a little bit wirier.
They also probably didn't.
Wirier.
Raiju wear the same clothes all the time. They all fit Kite.
That's true. Raiji didn't change clothes.
Well, Kite might actually bought some when he was getting to know him. Raiju's like, why would I wear this?
Oh, I thought you meant he like put them in the dryer and they all shrunk to kite size.
Guy's just wearing vests and the
Yeah.
But yeah, anything before you head out? Is Umbra coming with?
Yeah. Do you need dark vision elixir?
Sure.
Okay, I'll give him one. And does Umbra have dark vision?
He does. Mhm.
Okay. Well, when we get like, I don't know, 10 minutes away from the place, I'm going to pass out greater Cheetah elixirs to everybody. This will increase your speed for 10 feet for the next hour.
Moving at a crisp.
Nice.
To everybody?
Yeah.
Including Umbra?
Yeah.
So you guys head down into Ward 3 out of Ward 7, and then through Ward 3 out to the southern outskirts. The crypt/graveyard is well past the bulk of what is commonly considered the neighborhoods out here that make up the northern part of the southern outskirts. To get there, you take the main. Much progress has been made towards acquiring entry to the ball, though a nighttime crypt visit has everyone feeling a bit uneasy. What has forced the crypt to be suddenly closed? Is it connected to the Vetelarana? Or is something even more nefarious responsible? All of this and more, next time on Dying 5.
If you enjoyed today's episode, consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you listen on. We'd love to hear your feedback. And if anyone in your life just can't get enough tabletop RPG action, send them our way. If tabletops have taught me anything, it's that good stories become great ones when you have some folks to share them with. And as always, thanks for listening.